as well as salutations, all my YouTubians, ODYSEEans, Slayin Sayins, Cobra Kai's, and my pumpkins who be smashing. I'm Asherella, the original, and this is my channel, Original Asherella. If you've been paying attention, you know that I am super excited about the upcoming Netflix series Wednesday. It is the newest revamp of the Addams Family. It is a Tim Burton project, and I am so excited and very much looking forward to it. But the Addams are not the only spooky 60s sitcom family that are getting resurrected this fall. Now, the Munsters have a reboot, so to speak, coming out on September 27th. Now, this isn't a series, it is a straight-to-streaming and DVD movie, but when I came across this information, I was like, oh, the Munsters, let me look at this, and it is from self-proclaimed King of Scream, Rob Zombie. Now, am I a huge Rob Zombie fangirl? Not really, but do I appreciate his genre of horror? Absolutely. And when I saw this, I was like, oh my god, this could be great. Like, the Munsters could totally use some darkening up. Now, do I want them darkened up to the extent of House of a Thousand Corpses? Hell no. But I do think that you could definitely put a more dark and sinister spin and vibe on the Munsters, and it totally worked. But I watched the trailer for this, and we're going to watch the trailer, and my expectations went from way up here to way down here, and I will tell you why when we get to that. But today's video, we're going to be watching every version of the Munsters ever. We're going to be watching trailers and clips of everything that's ever been created and put out that is the Munsters, and we're going to dig those clips up in just a second. But before we do, you know what to do. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, ODYSEE follow, gently caress, leave me a like, leave me a dislike, follow me on my things, the Insta thing, the Twitter thing. Alright, y'all, grab a drink, grab some popcorn, grab something, because we're about to watch intros, clips, and trailers from every Munsters ever. Like, every version, every reboot, everything special that's came out on the Munsters over the years. Now, the original Munsters came out in 1963. Coincidentally, that was the same year that the Addams Family came out. These shows actually premiered on different networks at almost the same time. I personally prefer the Addams Family. I do think it is a superior show to the Munsters, but that's not to say that the Munsters are not without their charms and their place in classic TV history, and they certainly have their place there and have influenced, you know, other shows and, you know, just pop culture things throughout the years. And we're going to look at all of this stuff, and it's going to be a great time. So let me stop rambling on, and up first we're going to watch the intro to the original 1963 sitcom. Okay, if you have never seen an episode of The Munsters, you probably recognize the theme song, though, because it has been used throughout the years in all kinds of different stuff, especially around Halloween. It is just, like, kind of one of those theme songs that you just know, you, like, have always heard. Now, the family, the Munsters, you know, the Addams are, like, normal people that are just kind of like dark and gothy and spooky, but the Munsters are like literal monsters. And Herman Munster, who is like the head of the household, the dad, the patriarch of the family, he is a Dr. Frankenstein's type reanimated corpse monster creation. And then Lily Munster, she, you know, is the mom. She is a vampire. I really like Lily's bat pendant there. That's a lovely necklace I wouldn't mind having a replica of, but Lily is a vampire. Okay, and Grandpa, he is Lily's father. He is also a vampire and like an older Dracula, like Count Dracula type character. And Universal like produced like the Munsters, and these are all the characters are kind of based on classic Hollywood like movie monsters, if you haven't picked that up yet. Okay, and then we have Marilyn. And Marilyn is the niece that lives with the family. Excuse me. Okay, now Marilyn is this blonde bombshell baddie babe, but she is referred to in the family as kind of like the ugly duckling, the black sheep. They think she's very like unfortunate looking, and you know, they're always like, oh, like kind of, you know, like giving her like pity over the way she looks. But it's funny because obviously Marilyn, by like normal and traditional standards, is a total like beauty, a total babe, you know? And that's kind of funny, you know, like the offset there. But Marilyn, while, you know, they do think she is ugly, she is very much loved in the family and embraced. So they're not abusive to her in that way. And then you have Eddie Munster, who is the son. Now, Eddie is a werewolf child, or a werewolf-ish kind of child. My real question, though, is how does a vampire and a reanimated corpse creation produce a vampire child? I don't know, man. If I was Herman, I might be getting some DNA tests done. What's Lily been doing? I'm just kidding. Okay, that was the original Munsters intro. Now we're going to watch a clip from the original 1963 sitcom that just kind of shows off all the family members and gives you like a little more detail about them.
Aunt Lily. Yes, Marilyn? Eddie has an announcement to make.
See, like Marilyn's like a total babe, right?
Oh, wonderful. I'll bet your new set of fangs just came in.
It's even neater than that. I finished my school composition.
Nothing is neater than a new set of fangs coming in.
Whoa! Good. Oh, and he's so proud of it. He wants to read it to us.
Good. Eddie, read the part about the first, because that's the best.
No, Eddie. Read the part I helped you with.
Tut, family. Let's have none of these petty jealousies. Eddie will start with the beginning, which just so happens to be all about his wonderful father.
Okay, one thing about Herman Munster that is always I've felt kind of like annoying is like, you know, he's this big Frankenstein, Dr. Frankenstein's monster type creation, and he's awkward and he's kind of like clumsy and he like kind of lumbers around, but he's also like kind of a sissy. You know what I mean?
My Parents, An Average American Family by Edward Wolfgang Munster.
Wolfgang, that is appropriate. Now, kind of one of the premises of the Munsters is that like they are like, or they think they are an average American family. Like they are like blissfully unaware that they are monsters, and like they go throughout life, you know, with this like impression and idea that they are just like, you know, the Joneses next door.
I have the most wonderful family in the whole world, and we all live in a mansion on Mockingbird Lane.
One of the similarities between the Addams and the Munsters is that they both live in these big, like, elaborate, old, spooky mansions. They've got us all this really, like, unique and, like, kind of macabre decor that you wouldn't traditionally find in someone's just, like, home. And they have very, you know, untraditional pets and things like that.
It is a neat place. All the grass is weeds and the trees is dead.
Well, he does have a flair for the language.
And don't forget to copy it off later in blood. Remember, neatness counts.
My father is the head of the house.
This is the good part.
My father is a handsome man about 9 feet tall, who has a green complexion and steel bolts in his neck. Stroke did not bring my father. He was made in Germany, in a laboratory. He was built by a Dr. Frankenstein, whose hobby was putting together do-it-yourself people kits.
Okay, so I guess Herman is supposed to be, like, the actual, like, Dr. Frankenstein's monster, not just something like that.
Well, go ahead, Eddie. I want our principal, Mr. Bradley, to hear all of this.
My mother is over 400 years old, and right now she is alive.
Well, she is a vampire baddie. Like, of course, you know, she's gonna look good if she's a vampire.
Although there were many times when she wasn't. My grandfather was born in Transylvania, where he was known as Count Dracula. He did nothing but night work and always got home by sunrise to flake out in his marble bed.
Okay, so Grandpa, I guess he is actually supposed to be like the Count Dracula, not just a Count Dracula type character. Now, maybe it's just me, but I doubt it. I really, really have a hard time seeing Grandpa Munster or the grandpa from the Munsters as Vlad the Impaler. Yeah, that is a huge stretch for me, but maybe I'm just biased.
I have a pet, Spot, who breathes fire and smoke and eats manhole covers, telephone poles, and whatever happens to wander into the neighborhood.
Spot's a dragon.
I also have a girl cousin, Marilyn. She is not pretty like the rest of us, and her boyfriends always run off screaming after their first visit.
Poor Marilyn. Oh my God. Like, you know, it's a good thing that they are a loving family because she is certainly going to have a complex.
Signed, Edward Munster. Boy genius.
My
father made me put that in.
Well, Edward, that's quite a composition. And thank you very much for staying after school and reading it for me. Oh, we'll let you know what your grade is later on. Hmm?
Does that mean I can cut out?
Cut out? Oh, yes, Eddie, dismissed.
Good night, sir. Good night, Miss Thompson.
Good night, Eddie.
Why did people stop carrying book straps like that? You know, you always see it in like old TV shows, like the school kids like had those leather kind of belt straps for their books. Now we use backpacks and book bags, which probably is more convenient, but like we should like bring like book straps back as like a trend. Maybe? No?
Miss Thompson, this is the most astounding composition I have heard in all of my years with the school system.
Yes, I thought it was a trifle unusual, Mr. Bradley.
Well, you were absolutely right in bringing this to my attention. Of course, we've always considered Eddie to be a little different ever since the day he first enrolled. In fact, I believe he is the only child in the entire 5th grade with pointed ears.
Okay, we're not going to watch the rest of this. It's just them talking about Eddie and his composition. You know what's going to happen. They're going to go to the house. They're going to meet the family because they think Eddie is exaggerating and chaos will ensue. Now, in, let's see, 1966, like a few years after the original sitcom premiered, the Munsters actually got a full-length theatrical movie, and it's called Munster Go Home. Now, this that we're about to watch is the actual trailer for Munster Go Home, the movie. Ooh, in Technicolor.
Oh, hi there.
I thought Herman was supposed to have a green complexion. He looks rather blue to me.
I'm Herman Munster. Don't I look frightfully handsome in Technicolor? Allow me to present my wife, Lily.
Pleased to meet you.
And Grandpa?
Hello there. I'm glad I was just hanging around the house.
My handsome son.
Okay, that is the type of humor and jokes that are in the Munsters. Like, those don't tell those uncle jokes no more type jokes and humor.
Eddie, and the unfortunate member of our family, my niece Marilyn.
Oh my God. Okay, so they have a different actress playing Marilyn. The original sitcom actually had 2 different Marilyns, and this is a 3rd different Marilyn. But I'm very curious as to why they made her a redhead instead of a blonde, because, I mean, this girl is beautiful, obviously, and, you know, I guess she's okay for the role. But Marilyn being, like, this, like, traditional blonde, like, beauty is what really plays up the juxtaposition between she and the family. So the fact that they made her a ginger, I don't know what's up with that. Maybe because, like, Maybe she's not that different because gingers don't have souls, right? Nah, I'm kidding. I'm redheaded. But, yeah, I would have went with a blonde Marilyn, I've got to say.
Co-starring Terry Thomas and Hermione Gingold.
Herman Munster inherits a fortune and a castle full of homicidal relatives.
Wow.
Hey, neat. What kind of secret do you think it could be?
I don't know, but I'll tell you this. Last night, I was looking out my window, and I saw two guys carrying coffins into the building.
They always play up Grandpa as, like, kind of like this mad scientist type character, too. Which is, you know, I mean, he's already a vampire. Like, do you need to throw that element in? But I guess it helps move along storylines. Because there's one where he makes, like, a love potion and all this stuff.
Oh, quiet, Father. I'm trying to think.
Come on, Babs.
What's the matter?
This is the secret of Munster Hall.
Call the police.
Right.
Get the FBI.
Will do.
Call Scotland Yard.
Right now.
You know what I was saying earlier about Herman being kind of a sissy? He is kind of a sissy.
Phone Batman. I got it. Car 54, where are you?
See Herman Munster in his Dracula challenge some of the world's
Dragula!
fastest cars in history's weirdest race.
It's like Wacky Races IRL, live action.
It's frightfully funny.
All right, so that was the trailer for Munster Go Home, the 1966 like theatrical movie. Now, in 1973, there was a animated Munster special called The Mini Munsters, and we're gonna watch a little bit of that now. 1973 also happened to be the year that the animated Addams Family cartoon series was released, but this is a one-time special, wasn't a multi-episode series like the Addams Family. And just if you have missed it so far, the Munsters' address is 1313 Mockingbird Lane, and they talk about that a lot just throughout like the show and the history, and that's very relevant when we get to some later shows, just so you know.
For the final test.
See, there they go, having Grandpa as kind of like a mad scientist type character again. Unless I am mistaken, I think it is the original cast that does the voice acting for these.
Grandpa's experiment is coming along rather nicely tonight, Lily.
Maybe not.
When Grandpa's happy, it seems to give the whole house a lift.
I'm not entirely sure how I feel about this animation style. I don't know.
Eddie, if you don't stand still, I won't be able to alter Uncle Simeon's jacket to fit you for your birthday.
Your move, Spot. Oh, did you see that, Lil? Spot beat me again. Last night it was ping pong, and tonight this. No use trying to make up to me, Spot.
Wow, what a landing! Yeah, a three-point landing on a one-point head.
Only one bat I know who could do that.
You mean?
Yeah. Oh, hit the silk hunch, my. Hey.
This looks older than 1973, but I guess it is.
1,000 miles from home, and I run into a blood relative.
There's a message for you, Dad.
He's a homing vampire bat, like homing pigeons.
Oh, take a leg there, Hunchy, and let's have a look.
What does it say?
Happy Mausoleums, up 3 1/4. Good. Igor and Lucretia. Now we're coming to the blue chip. Cousin Wolf.
Okay. He's checking the stock market like Gomez.
Fame's twins, Igor and Lucretia.
Are arriving Thursday, 10 a.m. International Airport.
Well, it looks like
That said LAX. It didn't say International Airport.
Cousin Wolfbane's children are going to be visiting us for a spell.
I just love spells.
I just hate relatives, especially from Transylvania.
I'm kind of curious to see these relatives. And where's Marilyn? I want to see what she looks like.
On a beautiful night like this.
Excuse me for interrupting your masquerade party, but I'm afraid I'm lost. I'm looking for the Anderson oil refineries.
The Anderson oil refineries. Of course. I knew a rich widow who lived near there.
You know, in a cartoon, any character with that, like, mobster guy voice is going to be bad news.
Once passed away about 10 years ago. I must look her up sometime.
Yeah, maybe we should ask somewhere else, boss.
What for? I'll tell you the same thing I will. You follow this road, straight as the bat flies, take the first werewolf leg to the left, and from there it's only a dagger's throw to the refinery.
Oh, thank you.
You're most welcome.
Let's go, Bronco. I'm way ahead of you, boss.
Beware of mysterious rain-soaked strangers, particularly the one who just asked you for directions.
Well, it looks like Cousin Wolfbane's started a Transylvanian fortune cookie business.
Oh, no.
Transylvanian fortune cookies. That's an interesting idea.
Enjoying the ride, Mr. Anderson?
They really do not do TV like they used to. Yogi Bear! Okay, well, I'm not going to make you guys watch through all of that, but that was the mini Munsters, the 1973 animated special. Now, there was another, like, full-length Munsters movie, but this came out in 1981, but this was, like, a straight-to-video type movie, or it was actually, I think it was, like, made for TV. I don't think it was straight-to-video, because stuff didn't really go straight-to-video back then, but it was a made-for-TV movie, and we're going to watch the trailer for that, and this is called The Munsters' Revenge.
Clear the cobwebs off your VCR and get ready for America's first family of fright.
Thank goodness. Friendly face.
Okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe it was a straight-to-VHS release. I guess 1981, they did do straight-to-VHS movies. I just feel like, still, even then, like, VHS tapes were really expensive.
Grandpa and the rest of the Munsters find themselves up to their fangs in hot water.
I mean, I think so. That was, like, before I was even born, but, like, you know.
Terrorizing a city. If we expect to clear our names, Herman, we're gonna have to do something about it.
These Munsters are no dummies. Or are they?
You mean that? Don't do anything I wouldn't do. You rascal.
A mad scientist is sending familiar-looking robots on a crime spree, and it's up to the Munsters to stop him.
Would you put Herman Munster and Grandpa in charge of stopping a crime spree? Probably not.
And all the time I thought we were innocent.
So join Herman and Grandpa as they go undercover on a mission of grave importance. It all adds up to a frightfully funny adventure and a monstrous good time.
A frightfully funny adventure.
Are we there yet?
I'll drink to that.
How are things in Transylvania?
Whoa, Lily's looks older there. She is definitely aged. But I mean, it is 20 years later, so.
Gets a charge out of visiting 1313 Mockingbird Lane. The Munsters' Revenge.
Okay, so that was the trailer for The Munsters Revenge, and that was 1981. Now, okay, so in 1988, there was a TV show that was called The Munsters Today. Now, this was the premise of the show. Basically, like, Grandpa has this invention. They're like these sleeping coffins that are on timers, and he makes one for the whole family. Everybody in the family gets into the coffin, and it breaks. Something happens with the timers, and it breaks while they're inside of it, and they don't wake up for 20 years. So it's like 1988, and it's the same Munsters and the same family from the 60s, but now they're in the 80s living it up, you know, as the Munsters. So let's watch some The Munsters Today.
Well, as Julia Child always says, bon appetit.
Oh, Herman, it looks absolutely wonderful. I'll pour the bat milk.
Oh, I'll slice the surprise.
That would be like really time saving if you could actually do that.
Oh, to Chef Herman. Herman. It's even better than Mama Medusa's.
Oh, is it good enough to enter the cooking contest?
What do you guys think about this Herman Munster and the way that he looks? It's different. I don't know. That's kind of cute.
I think I am going to die.
Now, we have a very, very 80s version of Marilyn here. Big blonde hair, big blonde bangs, super 80s, like, on-trend outfit.
No, Marilyn, this is actually good, believe it or not.
That's nice. But listen to this. I just asked Dustin out, and he said yes. He's coming over to pick me up tomorrow night.
Oh, it's too bad.
One funny thing is that, like, you know, I mentioned earlier that the Munsters, you know, they're very oblivious that they're monsters living among regular humans. They act like Marilyn's very ugly, but Marilyn never seems to realize that she's not. By, like, the standards of everybody else in the world outside of her family, you know, she's not ugly, and I don't know, it's so strange.
We won't be here. We'll be
I mean, I know it's a sitcom, but
at the cooking contest.
Oh, remember, Dustin's mother's the judge.
Don't tell her I'm in the contest. It wouldn't be fair. You know how much she likes me.
A toast to Chef Herman.
Right, a toast to me.
Herman Munster's kind of a dummy, and I mean, he's supposed to be, but, like, dang, like, he really is.
Grandpa, you remembered the recipe perfect.
It's almost like, sometimes I feel like Lily, like, there's other monsters out there. And I'm not trying to be a jerk, but, like, I don't know. He's just an idiot sometimes.
Maybe. But something keeps gnawing away at me. And not in a good way.
I actually think that this guy that plays Grandpa does a pretty good job of emulating original Grandpa.
So nice to see you.
Okay, that is one. I've got another clip from The Munsters Today that I'm going to watch that is Marilyn and Lily, and then we'll move on to the next version of The Munsters. Man, I would love to live in the Addams Family mansion or the Munsters house. Like, they're so cool.
Marilyn, why don't
God, Marilyn is so late 80s. Oh my gosh.
you tell me what's bothering you?
Aunt Lily, what makes you think there's anything bothering me?
Well, dear, you've just added a pound of chopped earthworms to my cake batter. And you know I only use half a pound. Oh, dear. Use a full pound, dear. It's all right. Use 2
This acting is horrible.
pounds if you like.
It isn't that.
Oh, Marilyn.
But God, look at that late 80s outfit. Oh my gosh.
We all have to be honest and open with one another. Like the Cosby family, like the Brady family. Oh, and like the Addams family.
I like that they mentioned the Addams Family.
Oh, no, you tell me.
Lily's bat pendant is too big. Like, the original bat pendant that she wore was big, but it wasn't, like, garishly big like that, and that one's just way obnoxious.
What's the matter?
Aunt Lily, it's my movie. And everybody's
Butting in.
There you go again. Aunt Lily, the only way I'm going to do this movie is if I do this movie. Now that's the way it has to be.
Yes, dear, yes, of course. I mean, after all, you are the director.
Okay, so that is the Munsters today. Okay, so in 1995, there was a made-for-TV movie called Here Come the Munsters, and there are a few good things about this. The bad thing about this, though, is that I can't find much to watch on YouTube for it, and I've got a couple promos from where they were advertising it, and I'll talk about a couple things about it, but we're gonna watch these because it's really the best I could dig up regarding this movie. But it was, again, a made-for-TV, kind of straight to VHS make, but it's actually pretty good.
Gather your family together for a special Halloween treat as Fox presents the world premiere of Here Come the Munsters.
We don't watch TV like this anymore, and it's kind of sad.
It's us.
TV's monstrously funny family returns.
Oops, you scared me to life.
In an all-new movie adventure for the 90s.
Don't stop to chase any cars.
It's gonna be a party that'll raise the dead.
Oh, that's pretty.
During the movie, Fox will be trick-or-treating live. That's right, we may show up at your front door. Now that's a scary thought.
And now, Here Come the Munsters on the Fox Tuesday Night Movie.
Okay, well, okay, a couple things about this is, like, the casting is really good. Edward Herrmann actually plays Herman Munster. Now, if you know who Edward Herrmann is, you might know him as, like, the grandpa in the Gilmore Girls, Lorelai's dad and Rory's grandpa. But Edward Herrmann is actually also Max from The Lost Boys, the real head vampire. So Edward Herrmann's got a special place in my heart, and he actually plays Herman Munster in this Munsters movie. But here's just another little quick promo. Like I said, I couldn't find a ton to watch on it, but one other like great casting choice for this movie is Marilyn is played by Christine Taylor, and she is the blonde actress. She's in like so much stuff. She's married to Ben Stiller, but she plays Marsha Brady in the 90s Brady Bunch movies, but she's also Melody on Hey Dude. It was like a 90s Nickelodeon show that I was obsessed with, and I love that show. And Melody, like Christine Taylor, she's just like always been one of my favorites, probably like one of my like oldest girl crushes.
On Halloween night, Fox presents an original world premiere motion picture.
Hello.
Here Come the Munsters. Tuesday, October 31st on Fox.
There is another 90s Munsters movie release. It's called The Munsters Scary Little Christmas. And again, I couldn't find a ton to watch. So we're just going to watch a tiny little segment that I found in another video of The Munsters Scary Little Christmas. And then we will move on. But this is a Christmas-themed Munsters movie.
Everyone's a critic.
Okay, so that looked kind of cute, actually. And, okay. Now, we got 2 more things to watch regarding the Munsters. And this was something that I had no idea existed until earlier today when I was looking up Munster stuff. Now, Mockingbird Lane was a 2013 pilot that was created to do a reboot of the Munsters, and it was going to be like a darker, more kind of like spooky primetime, you know, drama, less sitcom-y, well, kind of sitcom-y, but also like a little darkened up, like I like things. It was called Mockingbird Lane. I did not know this existed until earlier today, but it ultimately never got made into a series, but they did release 1 episode, or like the pilot or the pitch episode, as a Halloween special in 2013. So this is the trailer for that.
On Friday, October 26th, NBC invites you to an all-new Halloween event.
Eddie Izzard plays Grandpa.
The Munster family is
Jerry O'Connell and Portia Del Rossi are Edward and Lily.
moving in.
Cover yourselves. What will the neighbors think?
The neighbors should be more concerned with what I'm thinking.
For an entirely new experience.
My grandpa's gonna eat you.
Kids.
Mockingbird Lane, the Friday before Halloween.
Like, I don't know much else about this. Jerry O'Connell as Herman Munster, but not a big green Frankenstein-looking guy, Frankenstein's monster-looking guy. I think, like, the concept is there. I just think their execution, by what I can tell, is just not. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing somebody take another stab at a show like that. Like, you know, we're getting this new Wednesday. Let's put Tim Burton in charge of doing a Munsters reboot also and see how that goes. Or Joel Schumacher. Of course, I love Joel Schumacher. Now, here is another 1313 Mockingbird Lane clip. This is actually the opening for the series that ended up not being a series, but I wanted to watch that as well. Like I said, I think, you know, overall ideas there, execution was not there. And it also seems like they're kind of framing this up as Grandpa's being more of like the head of household rather than Herman, like in previous Munsters. But okay, we got one more thing to watch and then I'm going to let y'all go. Okay. So, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, there is a straight to streaming, straight to DVD Munsters movie coming out that was directed by Rob Zombie. And it is not really what you would expect from Rob Zombie, seeing as how his past creations are definitely like gory horror slasher. This is seemingly kind of family friendly and a little hokey and cheesy. Like, what I've seen of it, I don't think it looks that good. And like I said, you know, my expectations were kind of high. And after I watched the trailer, they were really let down. The premise of the movie is Lily and Herman getting together. So there's no Eddie, there's no Marilyn. It's like a younger Lily and Herman. Grandpa is in it. But let me stop talking and we will just watch this trailer.
Zombie, the director of House of a Thousand Corpses, Halloween, and The Devil's Rejects, brings you the greatest love story ever told.
Oh, I don't
know, man. Gomez and Morticia's love story is way more passionate than Lily and Herman.
I like the sound of that. Think of it. The brain of a super genius transplanted into the body of a perfect physical specimen.
I want a man that makes my blood run cold. A man that every time he enters my crypt, it's like a stake through my dead black heart.
I can whip you up a humpy down in the lab.
If she's a vampire, why does she want to feel like she's dying when she sees her beloved?
No, remember what happened last time?
He was batty.
It's a really exaggerated looking grandpa.
I'm gonna go.
And Lily.
Okay.
I'm looking for a vision, a queen, true love.
And what exactly do you want?
Is Herman Munster in there? I knew the moment I laid eyes on you that you were special. I understand if you don't feel the same. I'm just a regular gal living a boring, normal life.
What is with the way she's delivering her lines? Like, it's not very it's over the top and hokey. And I know she's trying to sound like Lily, but she doesn't. She doesn't sound like a real person. Like, people don't talk like that.
If there's one thing I know, is that the rest of the world melted away as soon as you appeared in my life.
It seems Miss Lily is truly in love.
Oh, come on. You know and I know that we gotta get rid of that bozo Herman Munster.
I mean, it looks like they've done a good job at keeping Herman as, like, bumbly and fumbly as ever.
Greetings from Transylvania. That's a strange way of saying hello.
Oh, I guess we're gonna have to get used to it.
Oh, I guess we're gonna have to get used to it. What? Written and directed by Rob Zombie. Okay, y'all. Well, that is every Munsters thing ever that's ever been created and put out on TV or movies. Now, what do you guys think about the Munsters? What is your favorite of all of these? Let me know down in the comments below. Do you have any desire to watch this new Rob Zombie version of the Munsters? Like, I mean, it doesn't, I don't know, like, I mean, there's a 50-50 chance of me watching it. Let me know if you are going to watch it, though. And who do you like better, the Munsters or the Addams Family? There is a right answer to this. Let me know all that down in the comments below. I am Asherella, the original. This is my channel, Original Asherella. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. If you are watching on ODYSEE, follow. You can leave me a like, you can leave me a comment, you can gently press the notification bell on either platform so you know every time I upload a video. Follow me on my things. I have the Insta thing, I have the Twitter thing. Find my Twitch channel, it is Original Asherella also, but it's different than here. Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Kino and commentary. We watch movies and commentate on them, so come by, it's fun, it's a good chat. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sundays on Twitch, Original Asherella. Always tap in, never tap out, and don't forget to keep on slaying like a Sayin.
I know you feel alive, 'cause I could die.